Don's with us here today because we're getting married. Where's your ring? You didn't bring it! Oh my god!
I was dying.
No? Oh. Okay, Don. Take two. We're getting married.
Yeah.
He didn't bring it.
It's right
but
here.
I actually gave him an engagement ring
It's
as
invisible.
well. So, I know the title or even the thumbnail could be a little bit of a surprise, but you probably kind of saw it coming if you follow me on Instagram, which is right over here, by the way. Click over there, follow me, because I'm not going to provide all the updates on the YouTube channel. All of them will be there. So, it's been a while since we did a video together, but I actually have a list of questions that people generally ask, and I thought like if we could put it in this video, it would just pretty much answer everything. The first one is that I'm gonna start off with talking about like ourselves before we're gonna talk about the actual proposal. I think a question that I don't think we've ever really answered in a video was like, how did the two of us meet? And we actually met through Coffee Meets Bagel. Just some background is that actually Addison is my very first date, very first boyfriend. And now, I mean, my very first soon-to-be husband, but also hopefully the last.
You should be honored.
Wow. But essentially, like in college, and actually definitely check out the video over here, I did not want to do any dating, or at least like I didn't want to be in a position where we'd have to decide between like where are we going, where's your job, how are we going to balance long distance relationship. So at the very least, I knew junior year summer that if I was going to date, it would be someone who's already in New York and knows that we'll be in New York. So that's why I was like, okay, you know what, let me just give Coffee Meets Bagel a try. And then I found him. So I think it like took 2 weeks before we actually met. I was like very, okay, I don't want it to be a hookup. I don't want to be dating to date. I don't want to date for hookups or anything like that. So I made sure I had all my questions answered, most of my like main requirements before we even saw each other, which is why we are the way we are. Because I think the way he likes to say it is like Christine's profile was like a checklist of what you want. And I'm like, sometimes it's good to know what you want because then you won't have to deal with all the pain of like not having what you want. And I'm like, that's perfect for me. If you fit all the boxes, if you can basically answer all my demands, then that's perfect. But of course, you don't answer all my demands. He is an independent man as well.
Wow. Of course. I was above her expectations.
Wow.
That's what she's trying to say.
But we might do some videos here and there if you want. Definitely comment down below if you want of like our first date or all that kind of like couples FAQ. I didn't really want to go into it that deeply just because it's mostly a tech and careers. But if you want it, just let me know. Put it in the comments. And then we'll see. We need some encouragement to get him onto this channel again.
Yeah, yes, let me know.
Okay, so the other question was like, how many years were you together? So at the time of this filming, it's 5.5 years. Our anniversary is July 20th.
What year?
2017.
Oh, she had to think about it, guys.
But I got it. So yeah, it is January right now. So technically it will be 6 years in 5 months or so. So we're actually right at the 5.5 year mark. And so now the next question is mostly for you is how did you plan it?
How did I plan it? Well, she have again a criteria of what she needs for the wedding. So it was again not in New York. Has to
Wait. Let me give a context first, okay? Let me give context. All right.
She has to protect herself.
I think this is the part that is very unconventional, but I've also apparently it's more common than you think. But apparently, it is very common to actually plan the wedding before you actually do the proposal, and that's exactly what happened. So there was like multitude of reasons of this. Number one was that my grandma actually wasn't doing so well health-wise. We were planning on doing like maybe the proposal 2023 and then the wedding 2024, but instead we pushed it up because she wasn't doing so well. So it's gonna be like 5 months, and if most people know about weddings, you don't have you need more than 5 months to plan a wedding. In fact, you need more than 5 months to get a wedding dress. Yeah. So that was actually a big reason why we planned it before the proposal. And then now that we knew that, like in May of 2022, 2, that's when I actually started to officially plan it. And honestly, it was because there was another reason, was that my friend Angel is also getting married, and she is also planning the wedding too because of her whole residency. And I was like, I could plan it too. Like, we could plan it together. We can be best buds and be like, hey, look at this vendor. Like, maybe this one's a good one for you and all that. And I was like, why don't I plan it now? I'm like, I'm like literally free. I have a lot of time. So I just did it. So because of that, we actually already told all the people that were invited within that first 2 months. So we didn't really do a save the date, but then we were like, okay, let's just get properly engaged. Technically, we planned the wedding, but we did not get properly engaged. Like, at that time, I was still calling him boyfriend. I was not calling him fiance like I am now, even though we were planning the wedding. But the requirements were...
So the requirements was, it can't be in New York because it'd be too boring. Apparently.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, you did say that.
I just said that, like, I'm like born and raised in New York. I'm mostly here, trying to do something a little bit outside of New York. And if you watch all the travel vlogs over here, there was the Vancouver. Actually, no. Let's start from the beginning. There was like Atlanta. There was Chattanooga, Vancouver, Seattle, LA, SF, and just in general, there was just a lot of trips. But we talked about it. We actually agreed to do it on this trip particularly because of one of the criteria, which was it has to be filmed. And I was saying that you can hire a filmographer or someone to take the video, or do on a trip where we have friends that will record it for you for free. And that's exactly what happened. So we talked about the Colorado trip. And actually, at the time, there was like only 10 people that were going to this trip, and then I kind of gave a little nudge to my friend Angel and Josh about this, saying like, hey, something might happen on this trip, you might want to be here if you want to. Of course, I got approvals from Colin first, who's like basically the organizer of this particular trip, to say, hey, can they come? And they did. And in the end, it actually was more of like, they also had to go fly out for a wedding within the 3rd day. So I said, okay, now I had an idea it would happen on the first 2 days, because that would be a little bit odd or even sad if they flew all the way for this trip and it happened on the day that they left. And the whole reason why they came, I mean, of course they came here to have fun, is to be here part of the proposal. So that was like 2 of the requirements. One is to be in New York, and the other one was to be filmed, and then the other one was to be meaningful, which I did not want it to be at like McDonald's or like proposal with a ring pop or in our living room. I mean, and when I say living room, like if it's meaningful, then great. But he was just literally like, while we were watching Love Is Blind,
God,
like,
no.
Want to get married?
I was just asking. I was trying to see what your reaction was. She took it as a real proposal for some reason.
No, I was saying like
there was
this
no ring or anything.
I was like, this ain't happening. Oh yeah, speaking of the ring, that's actually one of the questions is, show us the ring. I don't know if it could focus. You know what? I'm gonna take these 2 off so you can focus properly. Cover his face. I don't know if the lighting will show properly. There we go. That's the ring.
Isn't it beautiful?
And the story behind the ring actually was that he asked me. He was like, "Can you send me the link of the ring?" And like, okay. And I really did not know what ring I wanted because there's just so many out there. I just knew I wanted platinum and I wanted to be silver colored. I didn't want gold or rose gold. I wanted it silver because that's like literally the style or the colors of metals I own. And gold isn't really me, to be honest, and I also wanted princess cut. So like that was literally my bare minimal. And then I was just like, okay, I kept on getting ads of Brilliant Earth. Let me go on their website. And I just like, out of a whim, because there's just so many rings out there, I searched up Dawn, Sora, Charlotte, Addison, Christine. And then I even looked up some of my friends' names like Sally and Michelle. And then I just kind of chose the prettiest ring out of those. And that was like a really easy process. Not to name any favoritism, but I thought the Dawn ring was really pretty. Here's the photo of it right over here. For many reasons. It's like, it has this little, I don't know if I'm gonna do this little makeup trick thing again. Do you see that little bridge like right around here that it's propping it up? I thought that was pretty. And I was able to customize the actual diamond itself. I wanted a princess cut. He chose the actual diamond. and you want to talk about the process for that?
Oh yeah, you gotta do a lot of research about the ring. It's not just picking out how big it is. You also need to know the clarity, the size, the level of clarity as well. And
Isn't the clarity and level of clarity the same?
yeah, but I'm talking about like
You're talking about color, right?
the color. Yeah, there's different
It
levels
was
of
yellow
color.
or clear.
I should have went with the yellow, but I guess she wouldn't want it. So I decided to go with the clearest one they have. And I also picked the one that was lab grown because, you know, I'm just that kind of person. I don't want to pick the one that was hard, like someone actually go into the cave and then dig it up. I'd rather have it grown, and I know she will respect that. So we went with that.
I
and
also
it's
told
cheaper.
him we could do lab grown too, so. Oh, by the way, this video is not sponsored by Brilliant Earth, but if you want to sponsor me, let me know. My email address isn't about us. Okay. So now that I talked about the ring, the other question was, did you see it coming? Actually, no. Let me cut it first. The other question was, how did you plan the proposal?
Yeah, you never let me finish.
I wanted to give some preface first, given the context. Okay.
Yeah, so now that we know it's going to be at Colorado, I have to plan it out. Because it's not in New York, it's kind of outside of my control of what will happen. So knowing myself, I decided to have a bunch of backups. So I had all our friends added to a group chat without Christine. And then to make sure that she doesn't know like this was going to be planned, because we tend to see each other's messages because we live together, we decided to change our name to my sister's name, and also change her profile photo. This way it makes it look like it was her instead of like 10 or 11 people on the same chat.
Well, they didn't change their profile picture. He changed the group chat
She changed
photo.
the group chat photo and then changed the nicknames to the same person. So while we're doing that, I went on like Pinterest. I went on
you went on
Google
Pinterest?
Image, yeah, to get some
Wow.
ideas to create. Like I guess they call it the mood board. I think that's the right term. But so I was looking at different ideas, and because we're gonna do it on between the first 2 days, I couldn't really do anything throughout the whole activities to make it happen for the proposal. So I decided to just stick to the Airbnb. It was either gonna be inside the Airbnb or at the balcony, and that balcony seems to be more romantic. There's also like a little campfire out there too. So I decided let's just rearrange the stuff there. So our friend Sally actually drew out like a small picture of like what to move out
Here
or what
it
to
is.
keep. And then also our friend Michelle helped me order some of the stuff from Amazon, because if I order the stuff myself, Christine will obviously be that snoopy girl who goes onto the phone and be like, "Hey, I see you ordered the stuff. Is it for the proposal?"
I would ask.
I decided to just have someone else order for me. So what I got was some fake rose petals. I got another ring case because I felt like Christine will probably knew that I was going to give her she already knew about the box from Brilliant Earth. So I decided to go with something else to surprise her. And then later on, we also got like a banner that says "Will you marry me?" And then after that, what we did was, I was thinking of, if that doesn't work out, the balcony doesn't work out, maybe we do it inside the Airbnb. But the inside Airbnb is very cabin looking, didn't look that pretty. So our best interest was try to get it during the daytime to get it set up. So it was a lot of stress for me because I didn't know how the weather was going to be. If it was going to rain, it was going to snow. I had no idea. So once I had all those together, I kind of wing it during the actual proposal, trying to figure out what to do. Because now I actually see all the accessories, decorations. I decided that's the moment that I need to figure out how to make it the moment. So, but my last plan was, if all fails, we didn't get any of the stuff, no order, I'm just gonna propose right in the cabin. I'll be like, at least your friends are here, and at least it's gonna be recorded. So that's at least 2 out of 3 of her criteria. But in the end, I was able to get everything set up, so you'll see in the videos, in this video, how I end up coordinating everything, because I'm the best. She shouldn't supposed to know I'm the best.
He is the best.
Okay. Yeah, that's basically it.
And then the question was, did you see it coming? And I actually wanted to use this as a follow-up to this because I kind of saw it coming. But like, I mean, given the story I said before, I already kind of knew, like I already did my nails because we knew it was going to be the Colorado trip. As to when, I didn't know. How I did not know. It was just like, that was the part, that was the element surprise. But to be honest, I actually didn't think he would do it on the first day because everyone just like flew in, they're tired, they're just got all their stuff from Walmart. And then now they're finally here at this cabin and it was already getting dark. And I was like, okay, there's no way. But this is my side of the story of this proposal, is that when we came in, after we were all settled down, I think it was like around 3 to 4 p.m. at that point. And then we were just like, okay, let's go, let's get set up. And Michelle was like, let's go do our makeup in our bathroom. And she and Colin, because they're the organizers of this particular trip, they got the master bedroom and they got a really nice bathroom that is actually a big size that could pretty much fit all the girls comfortably. So we all went there, we all did our makeup, we touched up because, you know, we just came from the airport and everything. And knowing me, like literally, actually, like pretty much this makeup is what I did. Like in some cases you may not even know that I'm wearing makeup, but I'm wearing eyebrow pencil, a little bit of eyeshadow, crayon thing, a little gel eyeliner, and then some lip products. But
so basic.
I wasn't even wearing foundation. I'm not even wearing it now. I used to, like if you see some of my videos you might notice I'm wearing foundation, but like honestly I don't need it. But
True.
So it took 2 minutes, but apparently they were trying to do that to stall for time, and they're like, Christine,
yeah,
do you want me to do your makeup? And usually, like, if you check our Joshua Tree trip and you check our this trip as well, like we do photo shoots, and it's really just like a group photo shoot where we try to make like some cute photos based off of the landscape. Like in Joshua Tree, we were in the backyard of the Airbnb. It was actually a desert. This one, the whole cabin is basically pretty with all the snow and the trees and the mountaintops in the back. So I was like, okay, this is pretty realistic. Yeah, we're gonna do it, right? And we also, like, in our itinerary, they planned it as like the reunion celebration, and this was like really the reunion of like the same people that came to Joshua Tree plus a few others. So I was like, oh, okay, this makes sense. But at the same time I was like, what are we doing? Because every time when we were in these planning calls, we're like, so what is the reunion? No one answered me. I don't know if that was intentional or not, if they were making that as the proposal, if that was the plan, or if it really was like repurposed for that. But in the end, I was like, okay, fine, I'll go with the flow. And I'm like, okay, I'll do my makeup, all that kind of stuff. And I even brought a fancy dress because we thought the last day we were going to do fancy, which we did not do. We actually just dressed up normally. So it actually came in handy that I brought a fancy dress. And it wasn't truly fancy. It was just the fanciest one that is warm, because everything else is like not for like 9-degree weather.
Yeah.
So then after that, it was like about 2 hours. We were doing girl talk. We were also doing makeup. And then here's a photo of the makeup that both Michelle and Sally have contributed to. Michelle did a lot of the eyeliner, and this was technically Sally's false lashes, and all of them were just like making sure that I looked hot. And then after that, there's this whole shenanigans. We're like, okay, Christine, like it's almost sundown. Let's go, go, go. And then at first I was just like, why are they keeping me in this master bathroom? And then after that, apparently Sally said like, oh, I changed plans a little bit to make it less suspicious. And so Angel and Josh came like probably at the very end before everyone else did, after everyone else did. So when we went down, they were like, Angel, Josh, don't say anything, because then she's gonna want to come down and you guys can't do the setup. So they stayed there. And then while we went down for me to get my dress, because I'm on the first floor, the master bedroom's on the 3rd floor, we went down, we saw everyone. So I was like, oh, okay, not too suspicious. I actually thought on the way down that was probably when the proposal, but that wasn't the case. So went down, got dressed. Sally was like, go, 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 go. Let's go. The sun's getting down. And then after that, we actually walked up, and like all of a sudden everyone was gone. They were not in the Airbnb, or at least inside the Airbnb. I'm like, this is eerily quiet. Like, where did everyone go? And then after that, she said, okay, let's go outside. And then boom. Yeah. That's where I start to see everything. And he was saying that like I was so quiet. I was just not, I was stunned, or I wasn't saying anything. But like, to be honest, like I knew it was coming. I had that feeling at that very moment when they were really being like, hey, do you want to do your makeup? Do you want to do your makeup? Do you want to do your makeup? And I was like, okay. I like, even if I was done, I was actually just sitting there just talking to them. So I didn't even need it, but I was like, okay, I had a feeling maybe it was tonight then, because I thought it was the next day, but the way that they were so adamant about turning on to put on makeup, I was like, okay, maybe I'll do it. Maybe at least I'll be prepared. So, and then the part where sealed the deal was when no one was in the Airbnb when I came back up. I was like, okay, something's happening. And we were going to the porch and I was like, okay, something's happening. And I have to say that like, it was like 3 months before, but he was sitting on the dining table and I was in the kitchen counter making instant noodles for us as a quick little snack. And then he was saying like, oh, I don't have time right now. I'm planning the proposal. Can you do the instant noodles? And meanwhile, right in front of my face, I see the roses in a heart pattern. I was like, when I saw the hearts, I was like, okay, this is probably where it came from. I had a feeling, I just wasn't sure if that was going to come to fruition because you never know, like, if things are going to change. That was, like, the only time I had some kind of sneak peek of what was going to happen, and I saw that. But yeah, I did not see that everyone was in on it. The group chat that he created with Jenny, he added me after. I was like, I did not see that everyone was in on it. I thought it was just Michelle, Sally, and maybe Angel. I did not think everyone was in on it. I didn't think everyone's going to be named Jenny Chen. I didn't even think the group photo would be Jenny, but it now makes sense. So,
yeah, I mean, before, I guess, now that she's talked about her side, I guess for me, when I was trying to put them together, I wasn't sure, like, how it was going to look. Because I think when Colin came down with the decorations, I took a look at it and I see how I can plan it out. I didn't like the rug in the balcony, but then I guess it worked out because we just made a smaller heart. It was either going to be a big heart or a small heart, so I made the executive decision to just put the heart as small as I can. That looks good. So I do want to thank the guys for helping out with that. And luckily we had one person who was at least 6 feet tall because we have to put the banner up. So I don't know, all of us were around the same height except for Nate who just came in. I didn't really know him, but I do want to thank him for helping us and also giving me some ideas on how to shift things around. Like the campfire, it was on the side, but then we were thinking it would look cool if we put it in the middle when I was going to do the proposal, and it was freezing too. So while she was getting all like makeup on her and all that, I was freezing outside. And then the reason why it took so long is because we were waiting for Josh and Angel to get there.
Oh.
Yeah, because we were just waiting for them to drive up. So that's why it took much longer than expected. But we got everything set up already. So luckily, in the end, we decided, once Angel and Josh show up, then I was going to have everyone either stand in the back or maybe back of me. But then it probably looks better if everyone was just on the side. And then I used ChatGPT to see what other ideas I could do with my decorations I have.
You used AI.
And one of the ideas that they gave me was to throw the roses in the air if she said yes. But if she said no, then we were just going to throw all the roses into the campfire.
And it's a fake rose, so it's plastic, so it would have been toxic.
Yeah,
Thank
just
God
like
I
the relationship.
Yes, right? Huh?
When it's a no.
Well, when you say no doesn't always mean it's toxic. But okay, so one of the first questions that people might be asking is, when is the wedding? And like I said, we planned a lot of the wedding already, so I have a lot of the information for you. It is May 27th, 2023, so literally in 5 months, on Memorial Day weekend, Memorial Day in the US at least. And where is it going to be? It's going to be in Williamsburg, Brooklyn here, so back in our old area where we used to live in. And particularly, I'm not going to say the venue because I want to save it for the actual video of the wedding video particularly, but it will be filmed, and we're actually going to be doing it with just a small wedding, 50 people. The ceremony itself will be 50 people. So we have it where we actually have it separated, where the ceremony is where we have both friends and family, and then that dinner, we have dinner with friends. And I wanted to do it that way because both of us have family that either we're not really that close with, they don't speak English, or our friends would not be that open to speak about ourselves during the speeches with our family there, especially those that know English, they will know. And we just thought it'd be better to just keep it small. So it's actually going to be our building's courtyard. So it'd be very cute. It's actually very scrappy, but very cute and intimate. So we actually saved a lot of money keeping it very small. We're also not doing alcohol. We're not doing a destination. Some people are flying over because they're from California or Chicago or even other places like Boston. Not that far away though, but like just in general, that's what it is. And my three maids of honor are Sally, Michelle, and Angel. So all three of them were present for the proposal. Thank you so much. And then there's also Jenny, which is his sister, and Christy. I will link her channel right over here. So those two are basically my bridesmaids. So I have 5 bridesmaids, and he has groomsmen and groomswomen.
Yes.
You want to talk about them a little bit?
Sure. Like I'm not like, traditional like her. Has to be all girls. I like to mix up with guys.
I'm also
and
not
girls.
traditional because I have more than one maid of honor.
Ooh.
Okay, go.
Well, so I have 3 groomsmen and 2 groomswomen. So I have Latau, I have Derek, I have Josh, Mackenzie, and Alana. So they're all, and I have 2. I guess 2 of them are best men. So that's Latau and Derek.
Derek's
so
channel's over here.
they're gonna be carrying me out into the ceremony. I'm not even gonna lay a finger. I'll be the king.
Wow. But yeah, so we are, in terms of like what we're actually doing, we're not doing an engagement party because that trip essentially that night was the engagement party with literally almost most of the people that are going to the wedding was there actually. And then we're not doing a bridal shower, we're not doing a wedding rehearsal, but we are doing a bachelorette weekend. So that's actually the weekend before the wedding. We're actually going to be in Poconos. So we also got an Airbnb for basically all the male and female friends of ours that were essentially invited to that dinner with friends is invited to this. The 2 of us are going to be doing a joint bachelorette weekend. I know it's a little bit unconventional, but it's just easier because literally 90% of the entire group are couples with each other, so it's just easier. It actually saves money too because instead of getting an individual bed for every single person for 2 separate groups, they can go to one Airbnb and share the same bed together. So it's like perfect. So, and then not to mention, it just makes things easier because of the transportation wise. It's a destination, destination's like 2 hours. Destination type of bachelorette. It's also the weekend before the actual wedding, so if people are flying in, they can just do it all in one bang. Of course, they're going to be probably like working from home the next week, but it's pretty much done. Yeah. So we don't have much planning on to that. I'm doing all of the planning except for Saturday night is leaving onto our groomsmen and our bridesmaids to just plan that part. And then after that, we have the wedding. So like I said, we have the ceremony and then we have the dinner with friends. We may or may not do a lunch or dinner with family the next day. It depends. Right now, the plans are a little bit in flux as to like what's going on because people don't know what's going on. Their budget's not entirely sure, but we are basically paying for the ceremony and the dinner with friends, and my mom is helping out as well. And then I think his parents are going to be hosting / planning / paying for the lunch or / dinner with family. So there we go. Yep. And then that's pretty much it. We are, as to like what has been done, I bought my wedding dress. It has not arrived yet. We actually bought it in July. Like I went to 3 places. 3 times went to 2 places, David's Bridal and Kleinfeld in New York. And we tried it out, and then I tried it out. Yeah. And then I finally found a dress that I really loved, and then after that there was a Kleinfeld sample sale, and I bought my veil and some jewelry from there as well, so it's gonna be nice. And as for the actual honeymoon, then we are actually going to go to do like some kind of 3-week trip. We're doing 2 weeks in Japan, 1 week in Korea. Yeah. So it's not going to be in 2023. It's going to be 2024 spring. I'm thinking like maybe March or April. So it's like around the time of the cherry blossoms and it's not too hot, not too cold. So that's ideal because we have a whole year and pretty much our entire honeymoon is covered by hotel and flights because of all the points that we've been doing. So like whenever we have charges, it's always going to be my card so we can all accumulate the points and we don't have to split it and be able to have to deal with that. Yeah. So that's going to be something that we're booking in like later this year after the wedding, but we're not booking it now. So then after that will be like, will there be any wedding content? And to be honest, like I said, most of it planning has been done. Like we already found food, we found venues, we found decorations, we found florals, we found wedding dress, we found even the like accessories, makeup and hair. I pretty much found everything. What you will see though is like if there's anything that pops up, which by the way, the wedding dress alterations, I'm not putting that up there because I want to keep it very traditional where he can't see it. So if it's on my channel, he will see it. So we are doing a first look and that will be in the video as well. But I am filming, at least I'm vlogging the Bachelor Bachelorette, at least the parts that will be publicly known. And then after that, the actual wedding itself, I won't be vlogging, but we do have a videographer and that video will go up as well. So, and then of course we'll be vlogging the honeymoon, but that's a whole literal 2 years away. So anything that you would like to say?
I think it's basically everything. It's a long list. But yeah, that should be fun. I mean, probably stressful, but we'll figure it out. And then for me, I'll get my suit closer to the wedding night. Oh, not my wedding day.
Like a month before, 3 months before?
Apparently I was told it should be at least 2 months.
Are you doing custom or are you doing tailored?
They said it doesn't matter. They said that guys are easy. It's just you get just custom. They said that the alteration should only take about 2 weeks for me in total, so I can get it. I'll probably check around February or March. See if I get a suit. If all fails, I'll just get it on the rack because you know my size is about the same as anyone else.
No. All right, but that is essentially what is happening. Thank you so much for following and definitely subscribe for more.
This is the real proposal.